Thank you for joining NewsWatch Plus. I'm Tristan Nodalo, and joining us in this special interview is a Slovenian Foreign Minister, Tanja Fajon. Foreign Minister Fajon, thank you so much for granting NewsWatch Plus this interview. Allow me to start my first question. This milestone visit of yours, for a first for a Slovenian Foreign Minister. What does this visit mean for the future of Philippine-Slovenia relations?
It is a very important visit to Philippines. As you said, I'm the first foreign minister of Slovenia ever visiting Philippines. And it's my great honor and privilege to open officially first residential embassy here in Manila, and first embassy that will be actually in the countries of ASEAN. So I do hope that it will also serve as a hub to boost our cooperation, economic, political cooperation, people-to-people's contacts. There is a growing potential and a growing interest on both sides. We are two friendly, like-minded countries. We share a lot of values. So I really do expect that we are entering into a new phase of our relations.
A lot of potential for growth in the bilateral relations of Philippines and Slovenia. But what areas of cooperation do you believe there's big potential for growth for Slovenia and the Philippines?
I had a very good meeting today with the Secretary Manila, and we discussed on boosting cooperation on different sectors, from space industry, using our satellites and know-how to observe the climate change and effects on the ground population, then how to use artificial intelligence, renewables, nuclear energy, pharmaceuticals, transport, connectivity. So there is a lot of interest, semiconductors. We have already some companies here in Philippines, production of semiconductors, and I know there is also on Slovenian side interest for further investments. There is almost 40 companies and institutions accompanied my visit here in Philippines, and we will also organize one business forum and also employment forum.
So if we look at the distance, geographically it's far, but what is the significance of stronger Philippine-Slovenia relations for you, even though we're too far away from each other?
We might be too far away from each other, but looking the geopolitical environment, we are very close. We are very like-minded. So not only that we share the values, but we need partners such as Philippines. And European Union as such is also an important partner to Philippines. We are strongly supporting the free trade agreement, for example, and also boosting our economic cooperation as part of European Union member state. So maybe we are stronger far away, but we also have a port of Koper, which is an entry point from Asia to Central Eastern European markets through Maritime, shortest way. So I think there are a lot of possibilities to cooperate and also find partners around the globe. Finally, we live in a globalized world where we have less and less borders.
Yeah, and the importance of tradeway or the international waters. Slovenia recently expressed its strong position or support to the Philippines on the incidents in the West Philippine Sea. What prompted this support?
You know, we have our own history, and we are very much aware how maritime law is important, how much it's important to respect international law and sovereignty in the sea. So we are very strongly supportive in solidarity with all the challenges Philippines are facing in West Philippine Sea, in South China Sea, and we are strongly committed to the international law. So this is what has to be respected, and we here stand close to Philippines when it comes to Arbitral Award from 2016 and all the works of International Tribunal as regards the maritime borders and the law.
How would you respond to some comments by other countries that the situation in the South China Sea is just a mere screenplay of created by Western forces, or those countries that are outside the Philippines, just so it can create discord in the region?
Look, it was very clear in 2016, if you look at the Arbitral Award, unanimously adopted. So we are just saying to all partners the respect of maritime law, international law, sovereignty in the sea, and nothing can be above. So that's why we understand the challenges that Philippines are facing, because we had our own history, so we stay committed to that.
Apart from statement of support, what key areas of cooperation in terms of defense and maritime security do you think the Philippines and Slovenia can explore? There have been recent talks with other countries about a defense agreement, a visiting forces agreement.
I know that Philippines are here very central, and next year there will be a presidency to ASEAN. So Philippines play a very important role in protection of maritime law, and also have a unified approach of ASEAN countries to protection of the international law. So through peaceful means and a political dialogue. And here we stand together with each other. Whether ASEAN countries are moving to direction of some regional building joint defense alliance, this is another question. But I think in current geopolitical environment, what is mostly needed is listening to each other, hearing each other, understanding each other, and try to resolve the disputes through peaceful means and a political dialogue instead of a military one.
Do you think the attention to other global security concerns is being divided because of what is happening in Ukraine? And of course, there are other issues like in the Indo-Pacific region, South China Sea.
For us, not. Slovenia was never criticized of having any double standards because we are addressing any conflict or every conflict around the globe with same principles and standards, be it Russian aggression in Ukraine, be it war in Gaza, be it in a terrible, dire humanitarian situation in Myanmar. We have institutions, we have international law and UN charter. So we are trying to understand every crisis and address every crisis with the same standard and principles that I just mentioned.
Why is it important for Ukraine to win this war?
It is important that Ukrainians achieve just and lasting peace. When I say just, means that any agreement has to be accepted for Ukrainians. Because even in our history, I mean, it's not acceptable that someone with force takes your land away or changes internationally recognized borders. So we do understand the Ukrainians' fight for territorial sovereignty and integrity, and we strongly condemn Russian aggression. It has to stop. And any negotiations for peace has to include Ukrainians, has to include Europeans, and we have to talk very seriously about clear safety guarantees for Ukrainians and also how to be involved in a reconstruction and peace in the region.
Now allow me to shift to another topic, which is one of the biggest stories in the Philippines right now. The International Criminal Court has ordered the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte. What is Slovenia's position on this, since the European Union has been very vocal in criticizing the bloody war on drugs of the Duterte administration back then? And how crucial is this for upholding human rights?
Look, the news just came out during my visit, so last few hours. What I can comment briefly is that Slovenia is strongly committed to the international law, to the work of international tribunals. We are a member of Rome Statute, ICC. We are strongly committed to accountability. So I can just commend any effort of Philippine authorities to respect international obligations and commitments.
The economic cooperation between Slovenia and the Philippines, we mentioned about businesses. What else, apart from the free trade agreement, what else are you exploring with the Philippines?
I mean, we are signing a very important agreement, Memorandum of Understanding, so the work agreement, how to attract workforce to Philippines. As I said before, they are very respected workers, they are very welcomed workers, and we really want to make sure that the rights of workers are fully implemented. And we do hope that through this agreement we can reach out for more workforce we will require in Slovenia on different sectors, and that we will be also having a very welcoming environment. And we want to reach much beyond that. The sectors I mentioned, we speak on space, we speak on semiconductors sectors, we speak on pharmaceuticals, we speak on nuclear energy. So there we are everywhere exploring possibilities. We will organize many audio, video conferences, events through relevant ministries, also with our chambers of commerce, our public agency on investment. So there is a growing interest on the side of Slovenian companies also for the investments to
All
Philippines.
right. And the labor opportunities for Filipinos are
There are good
increasing?
labor opportunities. We have currently more than 400 workers. It's not much, but for our environment, they are very important workers on different sectors, be it in tourism, be it in, I don't know, caretakers, in transport, drivers. But I do hope that we will welcome even more.
Foreign Minister Tanja Fajon, thank you so much for your time and for granting this interview, and I wish you luck in all your future activities here in the Philippines.
Thank you so much. I feel very welcomed here.
And thank you for joining NewsWatch Plus. I'm Tristan Odalo.